So we have Aida here, and she'll be helping us with simultaneous interpretation. So I just want to point out that we definitely, with Collectiva and EFFE, want to make sure that everyone in our community feels welcome and able to fully participate. Also recognizing that while the use of different languages, Spanish and English, unites our community, it's also been used to weaponize and exclude people. So we are um, trying to consciously work against that. Um, so yes, you can use your preferred language as long as you're just in one of those channels. And we'll start. Hi, Brian. Start with some introductions. And again, I'm dropping the agenda in the chat. Um, and I will also pull it up on my screen here. Okay, so for this meeting tonight, welcome to our first FA Leaders Meeting of the year. I'm so happy everyone is here. Aida is going to interpret, as I said. I'll be facilitating this meeting. I'm Jessie. And then is there someone that could volunteer tonight to take notes and someone else to be a timekeeper, please?
I can take notes if you want me to.
Okay, that would be
And do you want me
great.
to take
Thank
notes in the agenda document? Is that
Yep,
what
you
you'd like
can.
me to do? Okay.
Yes, that's great.
I can do
Um,
timekeeping.
okay, thank you. All right, so as a quick welcome, just if you want to introduce yourself, say your students' names, and then something you would like to learn more about. And you can answer that question how you want. If it's something you want to learn about in this meeting or this school year or in life is fine too. So again, my name is Jessie, and I have two kids at Emerson. Ian is in fourth grade. Barkley is in first grade now. And one of the things I'm hoping to learn is kind of just new people and new people in our community and what everyone is kind of interested in doing and how we can all kind of continue to work together to make this a great school year.
I can go next. I'm Sarah. I have a second grader, Rowan, and we have a future Panther who started pre-K 2 at his daycare. So hopefully he'll be a Panther next year in kindergarten. And I think for me, I would say very similar to Jessie, like looking forward to meeting new folks in the school and like just seeing what people are interested in getting engaged in and hoping to like learn more about how we as FA can like bring more people into the fold so that our community just continues to grow and thrive throughout the years that I know we'll be at Emerson.
Thanks, Sarah. Harmony, do you want to go? And then you could call on someone else to go after you're done.
Sure. I am Harmony Kane. I have a daughter, Saoirse Kane. She's in first grade in Maestro Victor's class. I am looking forward to doing this again, but knowing what I'm doing this time, at least more than I did last year. And trying to find ways to build that knowledge in an accessible way for people next year and the next year and the next year. So there's a smaller learning curve. So I'm looking forward to like working on that this year. Oh, who am I calling on? I'll call on Eric.
Ahí está, ok. Estaba con el micrófono apagado y tenía que prenderlo. I had the microphone off. I had to turn on. Hello, I'm Eric Hensel, the principal. One thing that I would like to learn to do more or better is to collect opinions of different people in a way that is with equity. I like a lot what EFFE did at the end of the year.
Cuando abrimos, estoy pensando más para los maestros, cuando abrimos el espacio para que los maestros nos
When we opened the space so that the teachers could give information, we had some opportunities and they haven't shared information. So we're starting to think about what we learned in EFFE that are great ideas
más de confianza capaz en compartir
so
sus ideas,
people can feel more comfortable to share their ideas,
con la comunidad y con el
how to grow with the community and keep working on this objective. Implement a system where the teachers feel comfortable to give their opinions in a space where they feel that it will have effect. We're still learning how to do it well. When we open the space for the teachers during the year, I would have liked to hear a little bit more about things we could do. I'll pass it to Ryan.
Hello, I'm Brian. I have a third grader, Henry, who's in Mr. Nate's class. I would like to learn, I guess, learn more about Collectiva. Like, I know we have a lot of connections with Collectiva, but kind of trying to strengthen that kind of, I don't know, the connections between what FA does and Collectiva does, and we're not doing the same thing. Or um, I feel like there could be better, at least personally, a better understanding of like everything that Collectiva does and trying to get more. Um, oh, did I something? I thought anyway, I'm in the English one, right? I think so. The
Yes.
Zoom just
Yep.
said something. Anyway, I am doing that. Okay. Um, yeah. So anyway, that's what and let's see who else. Who hasn't said anything? Jake?
My Zoom skills are rusty. I didn't practice all summer. My name is Jake. I have a second grader also in Maestro Nate's class, Frederick. What do I want to do? I have a lot of questions that not at all school related. Um, I guess I just want to be here to support whoever is like stepping up and wanting to help. So, like I know Jesse's been trying to take over some more responsibilities, so like I want to be there to support you, and I know Harmony and Sarah have been showing up a lot more too. So like when you guys need help, I am here to help you as well. Like I don't have any Zoom appropriate questions.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah.
And then Molly.
Said you could skip me. I'm learning to step back. You're doing great.
Okay. All right. Okay, and then I didn't miss anyone. No. Okay. All right. So, oh, just to kind of overview the agenda, I want to first just talk about and brainstorm some mission statement and group norm ideas. Then we'll do some announcements. Brian is going to give us a budget update. We'll debrief on the open house and then talk a little bit about the community meeting on the 17th. So,
Logistics question. Like, are people,
yeah.
do they have the chat pulled up if I give the warning there about how much time is left, or should I like come off mute and say like 1 minute left?
I will keep the chat pulled up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Air
Minnesota
horn,
Heights,
air
but
horn, air horn.
Thank you. Okay.
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Interrupt. Okay,
You have to
so
get the taboo buzzer for future meetings, like, "Rah!"
yeah. So okay, logistical question. When I'm sharing my screen, do you see the Zoom? Like, do you see all your faces or do you only see the what I have right now? Okay, up with the Word document. Okay, perfect. Um, okay, so for a mission statement, we have a mission statement for Collectiva, which is to promote and advocate for a more equitable dual language program in MPS through community events, capacity building, and the distribution of resources. But we don't have a specific one for FA. So I just thought it would be worthwhile to think about what what is our mission statement and what is our purpose as a group of families and parents. So what specific needs does our group have? What are our goals? And how can we use those to then have a mission statement and use that mission statement to guide our what we want to accomplish and how. So I have a couple of examples that I just pulled from some different like to promote equity of experience and community among the families and staff of Emerson through, dot, dot, dot. And then you can see FA supports Emerson School through fundraising, volunteering, advocacy, and community events. And then the one below that is the Green PTO's mission statement, those three bullets. So I want to you can look at that. And so I'm gonna pull up a whiteboard and give us some time to brainstorm on that. And at the same time, I want to think about norms for our group. So, thinking about, in past groups that you've been with, what worked well, what didn't work well, and what do we want to have our norms be for this group moving forward for the year. So I will pull up a whiteboard and
Jesse, in the whiteboard, can you also put those like examples of the mission
yeah.
statements? Okay.
Mhm. Okay. So on the left side, I will drop the examples, or I can put them in the whiteboard or the chat of the mission statements. What do we like about those? What do we want to change? How do we want to make it our own? And then if you have thoughts for group norms, either positive things that we want to do or negative things that we don't, those are both super helpful. This sticky note here is an easy way to comment. So let me get that. And if anyone wants to, speak anything out loud too, we can do it that way. All right, that's kind of a lot on the mission statement, but and as you're doing that, I'm just going to drop a couple links into the chat again. I see we have some new people that just joined, so welcome. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Frez.
Parece, ¿encontraste el canal en español?
Fred, did you find the Spanish channel?
No, todavía.
Hay
Okay,
Not
Frez,
yet.
so if you do you see the area that says more at the bottom of your screen? It either would have three dots or there might just be a globe that says interpretation. Um, did you get it, Frez?
¿Lo encontraste, Fred?
Um, okay, and feel free to put a sticky note over this, or just anywhere you couldn't find space, I guess. All right, it's looking good. Oh. Does anyone want to share anything out loud? It's looking like a lot of really good ideas.
I think one thing I would just say as we're thinking about like a mission statement, and I know that we don't call ourselves a PTO, but just the idea that like I know in some schools you have to like be a member of a PTO or you have to pay dues or anything. Like there's almost like criteria and you have to participate in a certain way. And like I would want us to like kind of go the opposite direction. Like if you are a family at Emerson, you are always welcome to participate in any of the like opportunities, whether that's the leaders meetings, the events, etc. So I just want to make sure that we keep that part really like open. And that like some of the other ideas I put for the mission are about like making sure that parents and families feel like this is a place where they can contribute their voices to like what our school looks like, feels like, how we operate. And that maybe even adding like our celebration of a diverse student body could go in there as well.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks for sharing. Okay, let's just do one more minute. 'Cause people are still writing, and I think it can stay up there too as I move on to the next thing. But if not, please feel free to drop anything else in the chat, other ideas that come up as we are talking, or send me a message afterwards. And what I'm thinking about doing is sort of reviewing all of our suggestions and kind of trying to pare them down. And I will come back at the next meeting with something that takes all of our ideas into account, and we can adopt it or tweak it as needed. Okay. All right. So just a couple announcements, and I'm curious, sorry, are you still able to chart on the whiteboard right now as I'm talking?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thanks, Brian. Okay. So tomorrow morning, we're doing the coffee and tissues for the kinder families. Next Wednesday is cafecito with the principal, and the following Wednesday will be our first community meeting, which is going to be going over the family engagement plan and the school improvement plan. And then the following Wednesday, we're going to do the virtual site council. So trying that for the first time. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Alicia, are you able to give us a quick update on kind of where we're at and what we're thinking with snacks?
I am. Oh, I don't.
Thank you.
It's really dark out here. I walked out of the bed. I was trying to put Emery to sleep. I didn't realize every light was off. I am able to, I'm just gonna stop my video because it's not gonna help. So Eric and I have been working on trying to figure out if the money came in last year. We haven't located a check. So I'm roughly working with that 700 and some odd dollars that I had talked to you about. I'm obviously getting new donations in all the time.
From
So
families?
yeah, from families. Like they just keep coming in, and I've
Oh,
just
great.
had a very busy week. So I have not documented anything. I went and I put clementines out for first through fifth today, and then tomorrow I have bananas. I have pretzels too, but I could save them for Monday, because I noticed some teachers didn't even pick up the snack today. There was still like 5 or 6 classrooms out there at 2 o'clock. So I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do, is probably save pretzels, and then I have a gluten-free option. The health office is working on getting me everyone's allergies for the year. I'm still waiting for a lot of little pieces to come together that that I normally have, but it's all, everything seems new this year. So um so I mean that's kind of where I'm at. I haven't, like I said, I haven't really looked at any other numbers. I sent out a few letters. I haven't really found anyone to donate any large amounts of money. I found Target said they would do, I just have to drop off the piece of paper. They would do like $50 or $100. But but that's all I really have. So
Okay, thank you. So I think with that, well, we can talk about it more, but I'm just
1 minute.
okay, for announcements. Okay.
One thing that I think is important for Eric to elevate is that many teachers are still sending requests for parents to go to Costco, Target, whatever, and buy snacks for the class. And these are being circulated in WhatsApp. And so we're trying to respond to all of those saying, hey, we have a snack fund. It will make your money go further. Donate to the snack fund. But it would really help if teachers were aware of the snack fund and promoted that so that we can collectively make our money go further. And we don't have like competing requests.
Yeah, agreed. And I think on that point too, sort of, it would be great if it would be amazing if we could get it all towards the snack fund, and then because I feel like right now maybe we don't have enough to do it every single day until the district starts. So then are there some days when people are needing to bring their own snacks or not? And just if we can divert it all to the snack fund, that would be great if we, people didn't have to send their own snacks or worry about that.
Yeah.
We'll start
Yeah.
next week. So, yeah.
I
Go ahead.
did talk to Elizabeth, the cafeteria lead,
Mhm.
and she does not have a date on district snacks yet.
Okay.
Like last year, it wasn't until like the 20th. The year before, it was like more like the 14th or 15th, which is a big
Of
deal.
October.
That's like a whole nother week. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like,
Okay.
so yeah, so it is a big deal. So I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
It's not much of an update. I'm doing the best I can with I
Yeah. No, thank you.
I have someone looking at the Maple Grove Costco. Um, they put out Halloween pretzels and there's like 70 individual wrap bags in a box, and the boxes are like $6.99. So literally it was like $58 for the whole school. So I have someone checking in Maple Grove tomorrow. I have a friend checking in Egan over the weekend, and
Oh,
we'll see
well.
if I can get more because I cleared out the St. Louis Park one. So,
Oh, well. Okay. All right. Way to go.
I'm like, that's way too cheap. I'll just put them all in my cart. So
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Okay. All right. Thanks, Alicia.
if anyone sees anything like that, like just send me a message because I will go pop around and get like things. Like I even asked at Whole Foods today because they had like 9 bags of like popcorn, like the Smart Pop on clearance. I was like, do you have more of these in the back? Thinking like if I could get enough of them, I could buy, little boats and then that could be a snack for a day. But they didn't have any more in the back. So, but the bags were like $1.99. I'm like, oh, I could totally do that for every classroom. So if anyone sees anything,
Okay.
let me know.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So I think I'm still in the announcements, Sarah, but I think we can add another like 5 to 10 minutes for this. We're doing okay on time. So again, in the chat is the agenda, and I'm also sharing the screen of the sheet that I want to look at for a few minutes. But kind of talking about our leadership roles and committees and just different ways to be involved in FA and in making our school what we want it to be and how to contribute. So there are kind of a couple like big buckets of roles. So, and what I would love is because there's big jobs, there's a lot to do, and also in the spirit of um, equity and our bilingual school or dual language school, it would be great if we could have 2 people for each of these big buckets as kind of like a chair and a co-chair, one native English speaker and one native Spanish speaker, or one that's bilingual. So there's a lot on this screen, and you do have access to this agenda later. You can look at it. Right now, it's editable as we kind of move through. If there's something you want to write your name down in this column here, please do so. I won't hold you to it. It's just kind of like, oh, I'm interested. Maybe I could do that, and then we can have a conversation about it. So I will be doing internal operations this year and facilitating these meetings and attending site council cafecitos, working on WhatsApp groups and communication, all that. But I would love to have another parent join me in that is more bilingual than me or Spanish speaking.
I would like
And
to
then,
nominate Fresvinda for this role. I have been working with her on communications and she's quite good. So in terms of WhatsApp communications, I see that Fresvinda has been doing lots and lots of individual follow-ups with families with questions from WhatsApp groups, and I think that's exactly the perfect complement for you, Jessie. Fresvinda, si me escuchas en español, ¿me escuchas? ¿Estás escuchando a Aida ahora? Porque te estoy
Resinda, are you
mencionando.
listening in Spanish because to Aida? Because I am talking to you now.
¿Me confirmes si me escuchaste en español de parte de Aida? O si no, lo digo así en español, porque estoy nominándote para un puesto de
I'm
liderazgo junto con
nominating you
Jessie.
for a leadership group to work with Jessie.
maybe she stepped away. Um,
Quizás no está ahí en este momento.
I will.
She's also texting me, so she could just be having a hard time finding the unmute button, but I'll follow up with
Oh,
her, or
okay.
you can, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll write her down there. Okay, thanks, Molly and Freds. We can talk more about that. And so I was gonna say too, these like larger buckets, and then further down, there's a lot more specific, like little jobs that you could be like, oh, I'm interested in that. So uh
So
treasurer,
I chatted with Sarah at
yeah.
the open house, and we're planning to connect and kind of try to give some information sharing and pass along some both knowledge and some responsibilities on that. I didn't get a chance to, we didn't get a chance to connect before today, other than that, but I plan to.
Okay, awesome. Yep, and Molly said this, and I was about to say that Sarah
Mhm.
is bilingual, so that's
Mhm.
awesome. Okay, that's great. Thanks, Brian. So for community relations, Gloria and Elena are representatives from Emerson to Collectiva or for Collectiva. So that's part of this role, and then there's also this other big part of cultivating community partnerships. Brewhaven, we're working with 4-H now, local churches, neighborhood groups, etc. So that can be, I guess I don't know where Gloria and Elena are at, if they're interested in that part of it as well. But again, if that sounds like something you would be interested in, just write your name down and we can circle back.
It would be great if there was somebody who was a bit more like attuned to email to do the emailing of stuff. Because that's not a strength for either of them, although they're very much in community, but somebody who could do more of the written word work, which is a lot of the times how people communicate with us, would be awesome.
Do any of the leaders here have any ideas of someone that we could approach about that, or should we just think about it a little more? Okay. Okay. Well, yes, thanks, Molly. That's a good point. Um, I'll just make a note.
In fact, the reason they're not here now is because they are getting school supplies from our city council person and Adriana Cerrillo,
Oh,
who are at Emerson right
yeah.
now. And they just sent me a note of gratitude for how well they showed up. So, but we just need someone to keep it all together through email because they're out there
That's
doing it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, good point. Um, okay. And then secretary and communications is a big hole too, that or a big opportunity for someone. So I know Harmony expressed some interest in that, but anyone else too, and also would be great to have a Spanish speaker on that. So that would be, definitely taking notes during these meetings, a little bit of social media and um, commute or like adding to Eric's communications and Liliana's communications. Um, Maybe this is overkill too, but I kind of want to have an FA website or maybe a section of the Emerson page that is for FA. I think that would be cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
we had a big goal last year that we kept asking Brent about to connect to update the family section of the website. I don't think that ever happened, not by any fault of Liliana's, just like our side didn't deliver.
Mhm.
If it's easier, we can give website edit access directly to somebody for the WordPress Colectiva site. And that's why it's there, so that we could have more autonomy without having to go through somebody else. And the district websites have been really wonky and like erased a lot of content once upon a time. So if anybody wants to just do it directly, the WordPress Colectiva site is pretty user friendly, and we even have a guide for how to update it. We just need a dedicated person to go in with that login information.
Oh, okay, cool.
I also did talk to Liliana at the end of last year about creating, and maybe that would be a good place to put it, some sort of FAQ for a lot of the questions that the administration is getting over and over again from families and stuff, someplace like easy to direct people to. Kind of like that kindergarten document I was starting. Someplace where all the apps in this that we use in the school live, someplace where all the calendars live, links to everything, and like just one place where it all lives together. So we're not like, oh, I swear that was in my WhatsApp a week ago. Let me scroll through and see if I can find that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Okay.
That sounds like the kindergarten thing that you're making and putting that on a website so everyone knows where to find it. That can definitely happen on the FA website or on the Colectivo website.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Yes. Great ideas. Okay, just briefly, the student representative ones, Molly is currently coordinating with Monica, the second grade teacher. And it's for these Voces de Emerson, kind of a student council that she leads. But if someone is also interested in kind of being trained into that position to support that, that would be cool. Yes, Eric, please go ahead.
Y solo para aclarar, hablamos con
And just to
Mónica esta
clarify, we
semana
talked
y
to
Mónica no lo va a
Monica
hacer
this
este año.
week, and she's not going to do
Estamos
it this
buscando otro
week.
personal para que
So
lo
we're
haga.
recruiting another person to do that
Not going to do it this week or this year?
Este año no lo va a hacer.
Oh,
this
okay.
year.
Okay. Okay, good to know. Shoot, and then, but I'm glad that we're trying to recruit someone else because I didn't even know about that. Molly just told me about that yesterday, but it sounds cool.
1 minute left
Okay.
on the
Yeah.
extended time.
Okay. Thank you. So then kind of those are the big buckets. These are sort of, shoot offs of each of those bigger buckets. Um, so look through them and this H and I is a little bit more information, like specifically what that role could look like. And if there's something that looks interesting to you, but you feel like I can't do all of it, write your name down and we'll talk. Um, and so those exist for all of the different buckets. And we can look at this again next month. I do just want to point out quickly that we talked a lot about last year. And this fall as well about having a team that is more focused on the events, and just kind of trying to develop a routine for that and a process that we can stick to month after month and then year after year. So like an events coordinator, and Sarah's that has volunteered to potentially do that. But that's, I think, a really important job and would be super helpful to kind of have a point person for that, but still be able to work all together.
Jesse.
Yes.
Sorry. Um, if Sarah does do that, will would you connect us so that as I clean the EFFE room, I don't unorganize or could organize in a way that would be helpful?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Does that make
Yeah,
sense
that's
what I'm
great.
saying? Because like
Yeah.
everything just seems to be dumped into bins and boxes at this point. It was very organized, and then it
Yeah.
just seems to be, I don't know. There's like crayons in with flyers and stuff right now. So I'm just like, I don't even know what to do. So if
Okay.
if if not, I will just do my best to group things together as I go through stuff. So
Okay.
No, Alicia, that would
Awesome.
be great.
Okay.
And I do
Yep.
also like, I will definitely take this on. And like if Elena wants to do this, that would be great. I do like, I guess maybe I want to be clear too. Like for me, this is about like building a sustainable way to do this. If we're going to be a school that continues to have community events every month, like that means that we're asking for the same things 8 months in a row. So we're always going to need a setup crew, always going to need a takedown crew, always going to need food. And so like I do want to set up like the sign up sheets that they're just ready to go out every month. Like as soon as one event is over, we're asking for what we need for the next event. Um, so that like again, if some of that, if Elena's not as kind of tech savvy and able to do that, I'm happy to do that. It doesn't mean that we are going to execute everything. And I also want to be really clear about that. Like this job is
Mhm.
mobilize other people to do it. Not that we won't be there, but like we're not going to own all the things about putting on every event. So that was kind of like my
Yep.
goal and my idea with event co-chairs.
Yes, definitely. Good clarification. Okay. So thank you. Okay. So like I said, we can come back to this, look through it later if you want, or as we keep talking, and um, let us know what you're interested in. Okay. Let's see. Gloria's not here. Molly, did you have any Collectiva announcements that you want to relay?
Yes, the most timely thing is that we're doing a second kayak and picnic day at Boom Island. The first one, Emerson had the only Colectiva teacher and his family present. Props to Javier. We had other teachers from other schools there and other families, but we're really trying to target teachers and inviting teachers to do something joyful with their families. And at this joyful location, meet some parent leaders. So if you want to go with your family, make sure that you make it your job to invite teachers to be at least the same number, if not more, than the amount of families that are there. So Eric, if you could help us, Javier's, was left super happy and wanted to promote. Actually, we had Jose from Roosevelt, but we really want more teachers for this Sunday, 11 to 1, Boom Island. The sign up's out there. It's the same link as the first one. And we definitely want to fill up the boats because we did not last weekend. Yeah, it's kind of in place of the usual dual language wide lunch that we do in August because we didn't get to do that because they didn't have professional development together. We just want to appreciate teachers and bring them together and across schools.
Thank you. Okay, Brian, I'm gonna turn it over to you to review the budget. Thanks, you guys. That was a really productive conversation. I'm excited. All right, thanks, Brian.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, great. Um, All right. So I I guess wanted to give a little bit of a summary of where we are. So basically, oops, this is the wrong date. Um, but so this number here is from basically includes what's left over from last year plus Pride. Um, and then we also did the art fair. Um, so I guess it was something like 4,000 some from Pride, and then this 1,000 some from the art fair. So we did a pretty good job parking over the summer. Um, the in terms of costs so far, Eric, we did so with Peace Guides. I think you said you were interviewing people. Is that right? Is that any progress there?
Yes, we interviewed, I think maybe we interviewed in July, and the candidate accepted the job, but then found another position. There's
Hmm.
another candidate that I'm interviewing tomorrow afternoon. Both of these are the second round of interviews, so they interview once with Peace Guide. So I'm in contact with Hala. Um, it's it's kind of it's a kind of a first step job, so you need to kind of get those people in before some other first step job kind of gets them.
Hmm.
So I think the idea is they're going to come into the building tomorrow, and we will tour them through, and hopefully they'll be starting soon after that. So haven't yet started. I'm in contact with Hala. This will be our second interview for the individual.
Okay, great. So then maybe the just to talk like what we have on here. Um, so these are kind of estimates based on what we've had in the past. The sweatshirt sales is something I think we haven't, we've been able to, I guess this was 2 years ago. We were able I think it was Elena, basically uh, that sell sweatshirts and made quite a bit of money that way. So it's something if we want to organize, we can try to do that again this year. In terms of things we have for paying, um, so we have staff appreciation, teacher requests. We tend not to spend all of this, uh, but I want to kind of leave it there for uh, just for flexibility on our part. Childcare for meetings. Um, we usually pay for the Starbase. Last year we got the district science department kind of gave us a grant the for part of it. We pay for some yearbook, uh, the and then food for meetings. It's $200 per meeting, is what I have it set for. We have the coffee and tissues, and these are discretionary line items. We didn't spend these last year, but the year before we had cases where there are things where like in between meetings there were things where like, oh, we want some ability to pay for something, but didn't quite fit on the line item, but I just wanted to make sure there was some ability for us to have some discretion there. And then we have peace guides on here. Sorry, I think I'm missing some chat. Um,
Um, no, can I make one question?
yeah.
With the pizza, so actually I didn't use any FA funds, that we received $100 in donations from parents.
Yeah, sorry. I put that up. I put that as donations, and I wanted to. I kind of included
Oh,
both here since it's coming
okay,
out
all
of.
right.
I wanted to make sure it was covered. So you're right. Sorry,
Accounted
I
for.
should have made that clear. Yeah. So
Okay,
it's
got it.
basically net out there.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So feel free to ask any questions. Sorry that this meeting kind of snuck up on me. I don't really have too many more uh, points to make necessarily, but yeah, let me know if you have questions. I just wanted to kind of do a quick overview of where we are. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Question in the chat is, where's the popcorn machine? I'm a fifth grade parent now, so we better get to selling. For Starbase. It was in the FA office and now it's gone.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not there. It's normally behind the door, and it's like all the supplies are there, but the actual machine is just not in the room anymore. And it's literally been there every day since Evelyn was in kindergarten. So I'm like, what happened? So
Hmm.
Eric, you didn't move it on purpose. I didn't move it. I'm wondering the same thing.
I didn't move anything. I'm wondering
Okay.
um, if the fifth grade teachers possibly know where it was that they were doing they were doing the popcorn event for Starbase. Other than that, after that, I don't know of its last known whereabouts. So
Sometimes it hangs out or other things that we sell have been found behind the curtain of the stage.
I will check there tomorrow.
It's a big thing to disappear. It's got to be somewhere.
Like I
All
said,
right.
I was just more wondering because it's like this huge space, and I'm like, if it's not going to be stored in there, I could move things to be better. So, but if it's going to reappear in a week, then I want to leave the space for it.
Okay. Um, all right, sounds good. Okay, so moving on to debriefing our open house. More, yes. So, okay, I'm gonna open up another whiteboard and it's actually just the second tab here on this same one that we had before. So that's there. So yeah, our first community event. What did people think? You don't have to do it this way, but if you want to use green sticky note for something to start doing, blue sticky note for something that we like. Still, green would be like a new idea. Green would blue. I'm sorry. Green would be a new idea. Blue would be like something, hey, this worked well, let's keep doing it. And red was like, no, this is not, that didn't go well. But otherwise, just any comments are great. I One thing I liked having our FA table like right there when you walk in and actually maybe that could be added as a stop to the scavenger hunt list, like check in with the FA table.
One thing that we asked for that did not happen, I mean, we didn't really provide much support, we just kind of put it out there, is that teachers having, as part of the many things they ask families to do, to meet each other. And of course, when I went to fifth grade, I was trying to like connect people and cross-pollinate, but I would really love if this could be part of our expectations for teachers in like the list of things that they do is a prompt for parents to meet each other.
Mm.
I also know that there's a lot of teachers who don't know who their class captains are and are reaching out to me. And I wish the class captains would clearly tell their teacher who they are so that people aren't coming to me.
Yeah, although we don't have one for all the classes yet, so that's something I want to follow up on.
What grades are we missing?
I can tell you, and maybe you guys know of something that I don't.
It might be helpful to send out an official list of here are the class captains so that everybody is like, I mean, just because somebody filled out the form, if they didn't make the captains that meeting, they may or may not know just because they filled out the form whether, oh, am I a captain? Am I not a captain? Like,
Yeah.
or who is my captain in my class? Like, that might just be a helpful prompt.
Yes, for sure. Thank you. So kindergarten, I don't have anyone. The kinder captain coach is Elena, but the specific classrooms don't have anyone that I'm aware of. And third grade is pretty bare bones. It looks like Nate is Fatima, but Valadone and Elizabeth don't have anyone. And fifth grade is a little low as well. So kindergarten, third, and fifth.
I Emery went to preschool with one of the moms, and I'll ask her if she has any interest in it tomorrow when I see her. And their little Linnea is in, I think, Carla's class. So I'll ask her tomorrow if she has any ideas. Because she
Okay.
seems super receptive to helping with snack and things. So maybe she would want to do that. So
Great. Yes, I'll add that doc right now. Oh, I'll add it to the agenda, yes, and then I'll also put it in the chat.
and this might sound silly. I don't really know, what do class or captains do. I didn't realize every classroom had a captain. Maybe I should go back.
We had a whole training. The training was recorded. It's on YouTube.
Great
Is
question.
it? I will try and find it.
Yeah, I can share the document too. There is a document about the roles, but
Okay.
also Molly,
I've seen stuff come up in WhatsApp, and I'm just
yeah, if
Alicia,
you have
I'm giving you a
45
hard
minutes,
time. I'm going into
Molly's,
year 3 of being a class captain, and I still am not completely sure what I do, but I tell the teacher that I am like here to liaise between the grade and them and back and forth. Like if questions come up, if they have a need that comes up in the classroom, like that's kind of the basic rundown that I tell everybody on the front end. And there's more formal training this year, which is super helpful. So, but that's
And it
kind of
was
how I
recorded.
get
You
it.
can catch it.
Yeah.
Go to Colectiva YouTube channel and you'll see it.
and it's really it's short and it's to the point and it's very
Okay.
helpful. It's great.
Okay. I will try and listen to it tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
And you're super qualified if you have capacity to be a captain. I nominate you.
I second that nomination.
Thanks. I feel like need to get through this week, and then I'll feel way better. So
Okay. We'll touch base. Um, okay, great. Anything else anyone wants to reflect out loud on? Otherwise, again, I can summarize this stuff later. Yeah, more organized uniform swap. Yes. That is a line item under one of the buckets for someone to an opportunity for someone. All right. Okay. All right. Well, great. I'm gonna pass it to Molly to do a little bit of planning for the community meeting.
Yes, okay. So our next community meeting last year was the first year that families were actually engaged in making the family engagement plan, believe it or not. I was super happy that Eric and Liliana had this collaboration with us so that many families led stations, and we did sort of a rotating around 6 stations, each with a different component of the family engagement plan that ultimately the administration turns in. And this year, upgrade, we know that every community meeting will have the support of staff, who I believe these ones are updated, right? Cristobal, Victor, Cindy, Courtney, that's for this year. So every teacher has to come to at least one of our monthly meetings and support in some way. So we'll have even more connection between families and teachers in creating our family engagement plan. One point is that so far in every place, it's only said FEP and SIP, FEP and SIP. And that's a major turnoff. Like, the problem is most families don't even know this thing exists and definitely don't know what those letters stand for. And we want to make this first meeting really welcoming and capture a lot of voices to inform the family engagement plan. And so I know that we're just focusing on the family engagement plan in September, and the school improvement plan is going to be built mostly between teachers and admin. And we will see it in October to offer feedback, probably in site council. Yes, Eric? But it probably will not be the basis of a whole community meeting because it's mostly academics. But it is very important that families know that we have a school improvement plan and what our goals are and how they can support. But what we really need to co-create, and we don't need to start from scratch because we did co-create the family engagement plan last year, but using the limited time that we have, okay, so remember our dinner will start at 5, even though in most locations it says the whole event starts at 5:30. And the bulk of this meeting will be from 5:30 to 6:30. We have an hour to create this family engagement plan, which has a lot of components to it. So I just wanted to open up the conversation from people who were there last year, or Eric, who might already have new ideas of how we can co-create this family engagement plan, thinking about the structure of that hour on the 17th, right? 17th of September. Eric, do you have any framing on your end?
No, I mean, I think we're always trying to do an informative piece and then an engagement piece where we give people a chance to just process and write through and talk through it. I think that has been our procedure for multiple pieces throughout the year, and I think that that's it as well. I think we would lead with one of some of the pieces that we took from last year that we're trying to implement through this year. And one definitely is having staff members pick an event to support. I think the other one is our connection with recruiting volunteers to help us with some of the physical distribution. I think that we struggled with last year. So I think those are 2 pieces that we took from last year's feedback from last year's FIP, but I think last year's piece that we're implementing this year. So that I think just leading with the fact that we really take this seriously and has value. And then I think run through the pieces of it and then give people a chance to talk through like the 6 buckets that it talks through. And give people a chance to give other opinions. I think that proved very fruitful last year. But certainly open to other ideas about how this could work procedurally or communally or getting as many people as possible.
Yeah, so one question I had was just like Jesse presented other mission statements as we thought about what Emerson's could be. Do you all think it would make more sense for... Hola, Elena. ¿Estás en español? Do you all think it would make more sense to react to last year's and make it better as opposed to starting from scratch? Because I feel like last year as a facilitator of one of the stations, I feel like it took most of the time that people had at my station, which I think was 10 or 15 minutes, to even like frame what it was we were talking about. And then it was probably 50% my voice and 50% other voices. And as a facilitator, I wish it was less my voice, but even to orient people to what they were talking about, it took some time. So what do you all think about having last year's family engagement plan divided up into those 6 components for people to look at and react to?
I like that idea. I think it makes sense to it just gives some context and foundation.
Eric, do you have it handy what the 6 stations are to see how we would like pair facilitators? And also, I remember we had groups that were one language at a time so that you wouldn't have to have interpretation. You could just speak in one language or the other, but we would just need to make sure that we have coverage for both languages for each topic. I think the one that I did was finances. And there was another one on communication. And so like having Brian and Sarah at finances, for example, would be awesome. We could be intentional about how we delegate leadership on these stations, including using the teachers and our administrators and those of us who are here.
I like that idea.
Was anybody here in the meeting last year?
I was there, but I don't remember which station I was facilitating.
I feel like my wife, like Megan was, and I couldn't make it for some reason, but I could be wrong.
So that's another like piece of data is that if we don't remember being part of this and we don't remember what the goals are, then we probably need to think of different ways to facilitate it or keeping it alive throughout the year.
When I'm struggling to remember what we did at site council versus the community meeting. Because I probably was then, because I would have been at the site council meeting presumably. Um,
Yeah, the site council, we learned about how the EFFE and the SIP are structured. And
mhm.
we got the full school improvement plan to react to and ask questions about. But the actual creating some of these strategies for the family engagement plan, the strategies that you see on the document that Eric shared, that came out of our community meeting.
When I was just thinking about like we could take the opportunity. This is a little bit a sidetrack, but like to remind people what site council is and like um, why you might want to come the next or join the next week. Um,
Yeah, and Eric, I think we don't get to decide what the goals are of the family engagement plan, but we can decide the strategies, but the goals are given to us by the district.
That's correct. That's correct.
Brian, do you mean remind people about site council right now or at the community meeting?
well, both, but if
Oh,
we want, I mean, presumably everyone here knows about site council, I would guess, but the the community meeting,
okay.
yeah, so people I mean, that's something it took me basically going to those meetings to understand what they were and what the difference it was between those and like these meetings or the community meetings, and like what you did at each one. And I think we talked about it last year. Eric did some of that at some point. I don't remember when, but it'd probably be
Maybe
a good
it
way to
would
get
make
that.
sense for part of the strategy to be like, how will we keep this alive and when will we
Mhm.
address this objective?
Mhm.
So all staff will be trained on how to partner with families effectively. That's probably not happening in a place that is family facing. That happens behind the scenes and we, I don't know, hear about it in site council. Like, when does that happen? Or families understand how to support their students' academic achievement? Is the site council a place for that? Or does that happen in like the October community meeting with the topic of mental health, or the November one with the topic of academic, right? And so if we could link what are things in our calendars that are going to help us keep everyone abreast and informed of these objectives, that would be an upgrade. And so to your point, Brian, like, which of these objectives are we addressing with site council, or else why do we even have a site council?
When I feel like we often like it's like I do feel like we probably like we it is something where we probably do talk about it there, but I'm not sure a lot of people probably just don't know what that is or like what I don't know. This is something I was thinking about earlier too, where it's like I feel like we do there's a lot of communication, but there are still things where like I feel like a lot of people just have no idea about other families. And I try to connect with people I know and but I don't know.
Elena, veo tu mano. Elena.
Sí,
Elena, go ahead.
oh, sí, sí, ya. Buenas noches.
Good evening.
Bueno, podríamos
Well, we could
preguntarle,
ask,
ya mirando aquí a las personas.
seeing the people that are
Ay,
here.
creo que ya se fue.
I think they
Creo
already
que
left.
estaba una mamá
I think a mom was here.
que creo que
Fresvinda?
ya
Yeah,
se
she was
fue.
here.
Bueno,
She
creo que hubiera
left.
sido
Well, I
importante
think it would have
si
been
hubiera
important
estado,
for her to
porque creo
be
que ella es como nueva
because she's
y
new.
si ella tenía estos conceptos de
And if she
saber qué era un
had these
consejo escolar
concepts of what is a site
y qué
council
eran pues las reuniones,
and
cómo
what
eran
are
para ella.
the
Entonces,
meetings
pero
and
bueno,
what they were
eso
for
quería
her,
hacer, pero sí se fue.
that's what I was going to do, but she's not here.
Mhm.
Bueno, y yo puedo
Well,
comentar también
I
tal vez
can
como
give a
mi
comment.
experiencia,
My
que
experience,
pues que yo no entendía
I didn't
acerca
understand
de un PTO, ¿no? O sea,
about a
que siempre
PTO.
era como un PTO.
What is a
Y yo
PTO?
siempre abogaba porque me
And I would
dijeran, pero
always
podrían
advocate,
escribir
but you
qué
can
es un PTO,
write
porque
what is a PTO?
PTO, que es
Because
papá,
PTO, what
T o
is
que,
parent?
entonces
P is what?
necesitamos saber, yo necesitaba
I
que
needed
todos los que estaban ahí sabían
all
que
of the
era un
ones that were
PTO.
there knew
Yo
what
no
a
sabía.
PTO was, but I didn't know what it
Entonces,
was.
discúlpenme, pero es como
So
kinder.
sorry. It's
Empezamos
like
con las
kindergarten.
manzanitas y
We
vamos a
start with the
contar.
little apples and then we're going to
Podemos
count
verlo
them.
de esa manera
We
como
have to
para
look at
mí,
them that
que
way.
lo miraran
Like for
como,
me,
ay, esta señora sí,
oh,
lo
look,
siento, pero tengo que
she
aprender de
doesn't,
esa
yeah,
manera.
sorry, but I have to learn what it
Ahora
is in that way.
también es confuso porque,
Now
por
it's
ejemplo,
confusing
nosotros,
because Emerson,
ahora es un consejo escolar, ¿verdad?
now it's a site
Porque ya no
council.
somos un PTO de hace mucho
It's not a
tiempo, como
PTO that
otras
we had
escuelas
for
que
a
a lo
long
mejor así
time that
tienen otros
many other
papás,
schools
hijos.
might
En
have.
otras escuelas
They
sí
might,
lo
parents
hay.
might have kids in other
Y a
schools that do
veces
have a
tienen
PTO.
los grupos,
And sometimes they have the
puedes
groups.
participar,
You can
pero no puedes
participate, but
como
you
votar,
can
¿verdad? Algo así.
vote. Something like that,
Entonces,
right?
eso es lo
So
que a veces nosotros como
that's
papás
what we as
y bueno, no
parents
quiero hablar por
sometimes, I
demás,
don't
pero
want
por
to talk
ejemplo,
for
para
others,
mí
but for
es
example,
como
for
que yo no
me,
quiero, me
I
da
don't,
miedo.
I have
Eso es
fear.
lo que a veces
I'm
veo
scared.
en mucha
And
comunidad,
that's what I see
que
in a
te
lot
da
of
miedo
community. You get
el
scared,
ser partícipe de un
be a
consejo escolar o de un
participant
PTO, un
of a
PTA,
PTO
etcétera.
or PTA or a
Porque a
site
veces hay
council
tanto tema
because sometimes there's so many
que no
topics
que es difícil entenderlo.
that it's hard to
Es
understand it.
difícil entender, por ejemplo, hasta en
It's hard
finanzas.
to understand
Que a
even
veces nosotros
finance,
somos, por ejemplo, para recaudar
sometimes
fondos, me
to
voy a
raise
recaudar
funds.
fondos. en un PTO.
in the
Que para
PTO.
nosotros recaudar
For
fondos es
us,
bien fácil
to raise
sacar el
funds is
dinero
easy
aquí
to
en la
get the
mano
money here in your hand
y aportarlo al PTO, al
and
PTA o
support the
como sea.
PTO or
Y
PTA.
entonces, para muchos de
But
ustedes
then for
es
many
como
of
hoy en
you,
día la tecnología,
like now it's the
Venmo,
technology,
Cash App,
Venmo,
Zelle,
Cash App,
y nosotros muchos no funcionamos
and many
todavía
of us
así.
don't work that way
Entonces es
yet.
donde también esa parte
So
de que si yo
it's a
quiero
place that if
participar
I
ya
want to
no lo hago porque
participate,
para
I
mí ya
don't
es un
do it
limitante.
because now there's a limitation.
Entonces, y así viene con
And
cierto
so
tipo de como
it
ahorita de
comes that
reunión,
way, like now with meetings.
porque así lo veo como yo
That's how I see it
como latina.
as a
Entonces,
Latina.
pero bueno, solo
But
quería
well,
compartir un
I just
poco
wanted to share a little
de
bit
cómo yo me he sentido en
how I
cuestión a la
felt
información de lo que
when
tiene
we're
que ver
talking
con los
about the
consejos escolares
information and
y en mi
about
experiencia.
site
Hoy en
council
día
and my
sigo
experience.
aprendiendo.
Today I keep
Consejo
learning.
Escolar Emerson ha
Site
sido muy
council in
abierto,
Emerson has been very
ha sido
open.
muy libre
It's
y
been
eso
very
es lo que yo me he
free
sentido libre a
and
comparación
I've felt
de otros
free
consejos escolares. Y
compared
en
to other
años
site
anteriores así me
councils.
sentí en Emerson,
And before other
muy
years past, I
limitada,
felt at Emerson very
muy
limited.
limitada. Me sentía tal vez
I
como
felt
te sientes ausente.
you feel
Y
absent.
bueno, entonces hoy en día en Emerson
Now
es
at
otra
Emerson,
historia.
it's a
Si
different
me voy a
story.
otra escuela,
If I go to another
regreso un
school,
poquito a Emerson
I come
años
back
anteriores.
to Emerson
Entonces
a
creo
few
que a
years
veces eso
back.
es lo que nos hace falta como padres,
So I
que
think
vengamos
that's what's missing
y siempre
sometimes for us as
traigamos
parents to
a las
come
familias
and
que no
bring the
tengan el
families,
miedo
that they're not
a
to be
venirse a un
scared
consejo
to
escolar
come to
o
a
como
site
queramos
council
verlo,
meeting,
pero que no se
that we
sientan
want to see
atados, pero
them,
que tengan la información.
but to have the
Bueno,
information too.
fue mucho, pero espero me hayan
Well, it was
entendido.
a lot, but I
Perfecto,
hope you
perfecto. Y
understood
Elena nos
me.
está compartiendo la historia
Perfect.
que no queremos que sea
Elena is
olvidada
sharing a
porque ya
story so
nosotros de
that
quinto grado nos
we
graduamos
don't
nosotras, ¿verdad?
forget
Que
this
hay
when
muchas
the
historias como por qué no se llama
fifth grade
PTO
parents leave.
y
There's a big story
Elena nos
why we're
cuenta un
not
poco
called
historia,
a
¿verdad?
PTO.
Fue
EFFE
una lluvia de ideas bastante
was
amplia
a
para
brainstorm
formar
of
esas siglas.
ideas to make
Entonces,
those
¿qué tal ahora
initials.
que Elena está
So
hablando
now that
de
Elena's
los
talking
eventos
about the
bases de
events,
los miércoles, ¿verdad? Para
Wednesdays,
que la gente entienda el
so people
propósito de
understand
cada
the
cosa,
purpose
hasta cafecito,
of each thing.
consejo escolar,
Cafecito,
esta
site
reunión de
council,
líderes
this meeting of
y la reunión
líderes,
comunitaria. Es por lo que dice Elena que quitamos el
and the
presupuesto de
community
la reunión
meeting.
comunitaria, porque la gente no
So
le
that's why
gusta
we
solo
would go
querer
over the
estar
budget
en un ámbito
because
alegre
people wanted
sin
to
tanta
just be in a
presión
happy place and
¿verdad?
maybe
Con su
learn
comunidad.
something. So, and
Y
have
hacemos
community.
presupuesto aquí y en
That's
consejo
why we
escolar,
do the
pero no en
budget here
cafecito y
and
también
at
con las reuniones
in site
mensuales
council, but
de
not
la
in
comunidad.
Cafecito and not in the
Entonces, ¿qué
community
tal si en
meetings.
cada una de las
So
estaciones
what about if
haya
in each of the
como
stations
post-its o tarjetas
there
que
are
digan
little
cada uno de
post-its or
esos
cards
nombres
that say each one of
para que la
those
gente
names
puede
so people
combinar
can combine
en este objetivo qué
in
puede
this
hacer cada
objective?
grupo si es
What can
relevante
each group
al
do if
propósito
it's
de este grupo
relevant to the purpose of this
para
group
mantener este objetivo en
to
vivo.
maintain this objective alive?
¿Me siguen?
Are you following me?
Yes.
So you mean in relation to the
En
what,
relación con cada objetivo. Entonces, por
mhm,
ejemplo, en
In
español
relation to each objective,
dice
like in, for
right?
example, in
todas las familias
Spanish, it says
entienden cómo
all
apoyar el
families
rendimiento
understand
académico
how
de sus
to support
estudiantes.
the
Y
academic
hay dos
performance of their
puntos,
students. And there's
¿verdad?
2 points.
Uno es noche
One
académica.
is academic night.
Vamos a mirar el calendario. ¿Cuándo
Let's
es
look
la
at the
noche
calendar.
académica?
When is academic
Ok,
night?
eso es
Okay,
algo que vamos a hacer y
this
las
is something
personas
we're
que
going to
están en
do.
este evento
And the
saben,
people that are
si
in this
quiero
event, oh,
contribuir a
if I
objetivo
want to
5, debo
contribute
llegar a este
to
evento.
this
Y ya está en el
objective, I
calendario,
need to
pero
go
como
to
que
this
quizás
event. And
no
it's already on the
se dieron
calendar,
cuenta.
but maybe they weren't aware of it.
O también tiene conferencias.
Also, it has
Como
conferences.
EFE o como consejo
When
escolar
can
puede
EFFE
apoyar
or site
las
council
conferencias
support
para que sean
conferences
mejores para las
so they could
familias.
be better for the families?
Pues en este grupo
Well, in
de
this
objetivo
group
5
of
pueden
Objective
poner
5,
para cada
they could
una
put
de las 4 actividades de las
for each of the
familias
4
qué puede
activities
hacer cada
for the
grupo
families,
para
what can
realizar
each
este
group
objetivo.
do to realize that objective?
posiblemente ayudar a
possibly
todos los
help
papeles que mandan los maestros
all the papers that the
y así
teachers send,
puedan los padres
and the
preguntarle
parents
tal
can
vez
ask
acerca de, oh, bueno,
about,
necesito que mi hijo
oh,
hable,
well, I
que lea
need
más español, ¿cómo
my
podemos
son to read
hacerle?
more
Y en lugar
Spanish.
de
How can
llenar
we do that?
los
And
10
instead of
papeles que tenemos que
fill out a
hacerlos.
bunch of papers,
Bueno, tal vez los
how can we
capitanes
do
de
it?
grupo podríamos
Maybe
hacer
the
eso
captain of the group could
por
do
cada
that
mes.
by a
Ujú.
classroom.
Entonces a los capitanes se pueden dar cuenta de
So
que,
the
oh, soy
captains
un
could
líder,
be
es mi
aware, oh,
trabajo
I'm a leader. It's my
mantener el
job
objetivo 5 en vivo.
to
Que yo
have
puedo
these
hacer a nivel de mi
objectives
clase, ¿verdad? Para que
alive.
cada
What can I do
ciudadano
outside
se
my
sienta
class so that
parte
each one
de lograr esa meta.
notices they have a
Sí.
part in
Esa es mi
realizing
sugerencia.
that
Si alguien más quiere meter
goal?
más en los
That's a
detalles
suggestion. If someone has other
conmigo, con María,
details,
con Eliana, Eric, tú sabes que estoy aquí
Eric, you
como
know I'm here
facilitadora y me
as
encantaría seguir
facilitator, and I
mejorando
would love to
con esta
continue
idea o
improving
más que hay.
with this or with other things that come up.
¿Alguien más quiere trabajar más en
Anyone
esto
else
o
want to
simplemente
keep
llegar?
working on
Basta con
that
llegar.
or just come? It's important if we come.
Yeah, thank you, Molly. I can continue working on that too, and I think we should move on to appreciations in our last couple minutes, but we probably still do have some more follow-up for planning that next meeting in a couple weeks for sure. Um, yeah, just at the end of every meeting, we like to just go around and share any appreciations you have for someone, for anything from this meeting or in general that we're doing for the community.
Thanks, Jesse. This was a great, well facilitated meeting, especially for an early one in the year. Uh, good job.
Thank you. Good. And I want to say hi to Rachel, as I think this is your first time being at a meeting, so happy you're here.
I always appreciate Brian's thoughtfulness when he goes through the budget, and I just like to see where all that money goes and where it comes from, and what we're gonna do with it. So I always really like that is always forward and always very transparent, and we always know where it is and what our money's doing. So thank you.
Molly suggested, like maybe it was even 2 years ago now, like putting together a flyer of like this is all the stuff FA does, and I keep meaning to do that, and so I will get, I'll try. Yeah, that I thank you.
Sarah has ideas for visualization, but yes, now
Mhm.
you have some support. I continue to be impressed by Alicia's snack management, not just managing like the normal way we have learned to do things through you, but being innovative and asking for donations and snatching up things from whatever store that was. Like I am thankful for your innovation and dedication to snack.
Uh,
Go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say thank you for Eric for being here too. It's not every admin is here on a Wednesday night, so thank you so much, and yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you all for the invitation. I want to thank Molly and Sarah. I think I heard them both say something that I really appreciate. They're both kind of talking about sustainable processes that sort of live on beyond the people that are leading them. And I think like for organizations and leaderships to continue with continued growing, continue being successful, I think it really does depend on the systems and structures in place rather than the people doing that, and sort of hearing, it really is about how are we making sure that the systems have the people in the right place. And I think that's a great leadership point for me to continue focusing on too. But I want to thank you both for saying that. I think that speaks well to the healthy organization.
I wanted to thank Elena for being so brave and saying what I think a lot of us have felt from time to time, that like what is going on right now and what does any of this mean? Like we've all been there, and just I think that's a brave thing to admit with people who work so hard, and you work so hard, and I just appreciate all you do.
All right. Well, I love ending with that. It just makes me happy, all of the appreciation. So thank you, really everyone for being here and all the dedication and ideas and energy that we put into our kids and the school and community. So thanks. Yeah, great first meeting. See you next time. Have a good night.
Good job, Jesse.
Yay, Jessie. Oh, my love for you. You got this.
Nos vemos mañana.
Elena, I'm going to share a photo of you rocking it today with the leaders group. Thank you, Elena, for being there for the donations.
Oh, yes. Gracias, Elena.
I already got a photo
¿Recibimos
from Katie.
mucho? ¿Recibimos mucho? Gracias.
Did we get a lot? Oh,
por eso llegué tarde, porque estuvimos.
that's why I came late,
Casi todo el
Claro.
because we were there almost all that time.
Desde California, estoy viendo todo.
I'm seeing everything from California.
Dios mío. Bueno, gracias a todos.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry, Jesse.
Pero bueno, ya saben que a veces
I
no
was late,
podemos
but
estar
you
en
know,
todo,
sometimes
pero
we can't be in everything.
sé que también tú lo hiciste súper bien.
I know you did it great. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Brian. You always take care of our money. That's really important. Thank
Gracias.
you. Good night.
Gracias, Aida,
Mhm.
también. Thank you.
Aida, perdón, gracias, me olvidé.
Gracias, Aida.
Perdón, lo siento, pero no te hice trabajar tanto, ¿ok?
Estaba trabajando todo el tiempo.
No, pero yo no la hice trabajar tanto, porque yo cuando hablo.
Ah, sí.
Entonces, sí, es difícil que me corten, pero gracias, Aida, me dio gusto saludarte y me estoy acordando de ti por la paella.
Oh, Jesse, could you turn
And,
off
and
the
interpretation? Yeah. 1 second. Interpretation.
Porque Jesse ahora habla español.
Fuimos a la feria y miré que estaba un restaurante de paella y dije, ¡ay, la paella! ¿Ok?
Stop recording.